People from all around the world have decided to make the UK their home.
Question is this, has that changed the way that we think and eat food?
But more importantly, has it changed the way that they eat?
Later in the series, we're cooking Jewish penicillin, chicken soup with matzo balls.
Absolutely amazing.
Is it?
And the classic Japanese dish of teriyaki salmon.
Oh look, that's beautifully cooked.
Today though, we're cooking Italian.
Welcome to the New British Kitchen, where we continue our culinary journey around the UK. And today we delve into cuisine which is a firm favourite of this country already. Their dishes are characterised by big, bold Mediterranean flavours. Hardeep, what are those flavours?
Well, it's the obvious ones. It's tomato, it's onion, garlic and basil, but there are a few things that were surprising to me. Here's what's coming up.
We're preparing a traditional dip of anchovies and garlic.
That is extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary amount of garlic.
Plus things start to sizzle in the kitchen as we make port salt and bocca.
There's a reason why that is a classic.
And I'll be perfecting my pizza skills and trying out an authentic Italian recipe.
You got to learn, haven't you?
Yeah, whatever.
So let's get this show on the road. We leave London and the New British Kitchen behind us and head north to Bedford. Britain has had an Italian influence ever since, well, the Romans invaded in AD 43. Bedford became a little Italy after a brick company in the town recruited 7,500 workers from southern Italy. To help me, I've tracked down a local chef, Giuseppe. Now there's a solid Italian name for you, not Trevor.
So Giuseppe, how different has life been for you as a second-generation Italian compared to the life for your parents?
Well, my life is a lot easier thanks to my parents. When they came over, life was quite difficult. They came over basically nothing. They worked really hard and they've given us a better life.
So did they get into the food business as soon as they got here?
Not straight away. Took them a couple of years, but then my dad opened up a fish and chip shop.
So what sort of food did you grow up eating?
Italian food. Without
Only
saying.
Italian food?
Only Italian food.
What a hard life for
It
you,
is
young
very
man.
difficult, very difficult.
Well, did you eat a lot of pizza when you were growing up?
Funny enough, we did, yeah.
Great. Can I eat some of it now, please?
Giuseppe pointed me and my rumbling stomach towards a local restaurant for a masterclass in whipping up pizza, just like Mama used to make. Well, not mine, obviously. She was Punjabi and she preferred a lamb dansak. I'll be catching up with Giuseppe again later at an Italian bakery, where I'm told there'll be cakes. Lots of cakes. I'm looking forward to that because I like cakes. But first, pizza.
Mr. Pizza's going to help me to make a pizza, aren't you, Mr.
No
Pizza?
problem, yeah.
Mr. Pizza is Tony. He's been making them for 30 years. Obviously, he's had bank holidays and weekends off, or else he'd be really, really tired.
I suppose pizza's what we in Britain associate most with Italians. Is that your experience?
Pizza and pasta, yeah. Spaghetti bolognese is probably the most popular thing, but I think pizza's taken over now.
I mean, there's about 1 million different pizzas these days. What was the original?
Well, the original pizza was just tomato and anchovies, which the Neapolitan fishermen invented. That's where it all started.
Are you from Naples?
Well, my family's from Salerno, which is the next bay to Naples.
Because you sound like you come from around those parts.
Yeah, well, most of the Italians in England are from southern Italy.
Really? I'm making a naan bread here, I don't know.
That's it?
It's something in my DNA. Can you do me a chicken tikka? And then we're fine with that.
I don't do chicken. We don't put chicken on the pizzas, although people do request chicken.
Well, you say you don't put chicken on the pizza. There's some weird, listen, pineapple does not belong on a pizza.
That's a fruit, but even in Italy they've started to change, so...
Now, I've noticed you've got a wood-fired oven there.
Yeah, a real pizza should only be cooked in a wood oven.
Or a really good microwave.
No.
Either of those is fine.
Definitely not electrical gas.
Antonioni, I'm playing with you, my friend. I'm playing with you. And you're letting me.
Having expertly crafted my base, it was time to turn my attention to the topping.
I don't know if you know that's actually the shape of Sicily. I'm getting no respect from Tony.
Right, there's your tomato sauce.
I might have become a little overexcited at this point. The array of fresh ingredients were just too much to resist. As mentioned earlier, the traditional Italian pizza has just 2 toppings, tomato and anchovy. Mine, on the other hand, had a few more. Tomatoes, cheese, pepperoni, mushrooms, a few more mushrooms, onions, but not pineapple. Pineapple does not belong on a pizza, okay? Then it was into the oven. We'll be back in the pizzeria later to find out how it turned out. I think we all know though, don't we?
We're back in the kitchen and I'm joined by Giuseppe and Hardeep. So what is it? What are we cooking?
Well, today we're cooking a traditional dish from Piemonte, which is a northern part of Italy, and it's called bagna gauda. basically it's like the Italian version of fondue.
With lots and lots of vegetables.
Yes.
We've got a huge amount of garlic, a huge amount of anchovies,
Yes.
olive oil, and butter. And then all our vegetables here, roast onions, cauliflower, some endive and some peppers, and that's to dip in our dip. Okay, so we might as well cook.
So you put the garlic in before any oil or butter?
Yes, yes.
You're going to just like fry it off, are you?
Well, the idea is not to fry. You want to like let the oil gently boil, but not fry all the ingredients.
So simmering the oil and the garlic and the anchovies, and the whole thing becomes sort of a sauce. It melts together. Is that the idea?
Yes. Obviously, the anchovies will break down and melt. Same with the garlic. Probably add a little bit of pepper now. So just pass me the pepper, please.
He's used to having a commie, isn't he, Hadi?
Well, you know, and you just fulfil that role so beautifully, John.
It's fantastic.
The Italians are perhaps credited with making garlic widely available, which seems ironic for a nation of people that seem to enjoy kissing quite so much. Is that something you noticed yourself, Giuseppe?
What, the kissing part?
Well, we can talk about that later.
Right.
Can I have a little smell?
Yeah, go.
How long does that have to cook for?
It just takes about 15 minutes. 15 to 20 minutes, no more than that. Literally, you just want the anchovies just to break down and the garlic just to soften as well.
Some people use olive oil, which is really, really strong, like really, really strong.
Yeah.
Is it not true that if you heat olive oil, you lose all that flavour?
Well, they do say that good olive oil you should never really use to cook with, but just to
smear on your naked body.
Use it as a smear on your body, or just use it as a salad.
Now, at what event would you eat this, Giuseppe? What would?
You use it as a party. It's a dip, basically.
Right.
It's a warm dip.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I sort of think of butter as French and olive oil as Italian, and they rarely seem to mix within either the French or the Italian sphere.
I'm quite surprised to see the butter at the end of it.
In normal Italy, they do use butter in quite a few dishes, like in polenta and risotto. You normally finish off a dish with butter.
What about the UK palate? How do you think the UK palate copes with the huge amounts of anchovy, the huge amounts of garlic that go in there?
People go abroad, they taste new things, they want to bring that food that they've had on holiday back to the UK. So the English palate has become a lot more broader. So
Well, should we see how the Scottish palate feels? Get that served up, sweet cheeks.
Okay, we will.
Can you not hear that? Oh,
I can hear your stomach rumbling. It's rumbling away.
Right, let's take this over here.
Just so happens I'm standing here waiting, Sean. Isn't that just purely coincidental?
Aren't you lucky?